On today's video, 5 million gems are about to be used to buy 5,000 crystal equipment keys. And of course, they're all gonna get open in this video. We're gonna go over all the data for you to know exactly what was dropped out of these keys, from how many fragments to what kind of equipment, how many blueprints, and much, much more. Everything and anything in this video, and of course, a lot of big numbers. So sit back, smash a like on the video. YouTube, welcome back to Gekko Gaming. Our good friend MF from Kingdom 561 once more hits us up with the goods, and this time he went on and bought 5,000 crystal keys for gems and opened all of them, sent us the footage, and boy, things are about to get crazy. Before we start though, I am a content creator that's sponsored by REEFER. If you enjoy the content, slap a like on the video, and of course subscribe to the channel, hit the bell to get a notification every time I upload a new video. We've been doing a few of these lately because a lot of the big players are starting to gear up in order to get themselves ready for their upcoming KVKs. In the previous batch of KVKs, that was the Kingdom 59 batch, we had a few of these folks who powered up like this, and now this is the second generation of folks. They're just getting these keys and trying to get the equipment ready to roll, and we're about to see what happens. He still has 16 million gems. Like, that 5 million gems, he clicked and those numbers just spun, and I've never seen that number move so quickly. It went really, really fast from like 21 down to 16 mil remaining. 5,356 keys were opened, and we're not gonna drag this too long. I do want to, however, look through all the numbers and show you all the data, and then we can go back into the discussion as whether or not this is worth it or not to do. And so, for the record, his keys were opened on this stream as well, on this video as well. Card up on the top right. If you haven't seen that video, 13,000 gold keys he opened, and we watched the whole thing as it unfolded, and he expertised every legendary commander out of that opening. Not that he didn't have them before. Here we go. Open all 5,356 crystal keys. Bam. Here it goes. Oh, lordy. We are going to stop right away as soon as this is done and take a quick peek. Let's finish up the animation. Thank you. So, in the previous video that I showed you all about a lot of gold of these keys being open, carded up on the top right if you haven't seen that. That opening was prior to the latest and greatest update for the equipment chests. Back then you couldn't get anything other than gray equipment blueprints, and very few of them. And now you get blues and greens, as well as all of the drop rates were rebalanced. So this is the latest and greatest drop rates. And the numbers here are truly astonishing. 5,356 keys were open, and in the process, the materials that were acquired out of this, if you were to take all of those and try to up it as far up as you can in terms of the level of the materials, you're going to end up with 36 gold, 36 legendary leathers, 38 legendary iron, 42 legendary wood, and 13 legendary bones. That's legendary material. If you upgrade all of these all the way to the top, that's the amount you get. 131 total equipment, legendary equipment, which is kind of crazy. Now, it'll probably be a little bit less than that. When I did the math, there are decimals, and so when I added it all up, it probably added like 2 more than there is. It's probably like 128, 129 legendary materials, but that's still kind of nuts. Really nuts. If you keep it as purples, that's over 500 purples, which is completely insane. 5 million gems though, I don't know whether it's worth that, but this is just a small piece of the rewards. We're gonna keep scrolling up and looking through what else dropped, and the next thing you can see right here are the gray fragments and the green fragments. We'll stop right here very quickly. For the gray fragments, he got a total whopping 59,290 gray fragments, which amounted to 1,978 blueprint total, like blueprints, not even fragment. What the hell are you gonna do with 2,000 gray equipments? I have no idea, but this is gonna be the new thing. You're just gonna be hoarding stupid amount of gray blueprints, and you'll see why I'm saying that in a moment, because it even gets crazier than that. In the greens department, which do have some equipment that is fairly useful. The green helmets are very good. The green blade is pretty decent. The Milanese plate is pretty decent. Like, the green equipment is not terrible, right? Well, he's not going to need any more green blueprints ever. 22,770 fragments dropped for 759 blueprints. That's actually nutty. 759 green blueprints out of the fragments alone, and there's still full blueprints to go. Oh boy. If we continue looking through the blues, he kind of like went through like kind of weird like this, so we'll stop right here. 5,644 blue fragments for a total of 188 blueprints. Crazy stuff. I mean, he picked up 10 shields, which is nutty. Over what this would be almost 14 helmets. He got 10 axes. He picked up a ton of the what is it, the infantry breastplate thingy, this right here. He picked up a stupid amount of blueprints, 188 to be exact. Pretty much at least 10 of everything by the looks of it. Kinda nutty. And then it gets even crazier, because when it comes to the epics department, he picked up at least 2 blueprints of each one. The lowest one I've seen was 60 for the Sakura Fubuki. That's a 60 fragment piece right there, or 2 Sakura Fubukis. Some of them are 3s. There isn't anything over 3. The closest one is the Heart of Saint, 104, which is kind of nutty that he picked up 104 of those. But yeah, every single blueprint you can think of that is purple, he picked up at least 2 blueprints of. 58 total blueprints from 1,756 fragments. Kind of crazy. And here I am struggling to try to get more of these blueprints for my Attila Takeda, or for my Charles Martel Theodora, or for my Archer set, and he literally just picked up at least 2 of each epic, ready to roll and get them done. There is a lot more to talk about. I mean, there are a couple of things here that are really interesting, because, for example, if we look backwards just a tad bit, it's not necessarily 100% of all epics, because not all of epics drop out of the chests. Some of them don't drop out of the chests, curiously enough. For example, what I don't see here are the sets. So I don't see any of the revival stuff, revival helmets, revival, any of that. That does not drop out of here. You don't get... I do see the Dark Lord's Blessing dropping out of here, but I don't see any of the revivals in here at all. There are a couple of other blueprints that are the purple blueprints that I don't see in here. So out of all of the ones that you can get out of the keys, he picked up at least 3, which is a big part of them. Unfortunately, the sets are still missing here, though. If you go take a look at the legendaries, which is really where the good stuff is, not a single... I can probably stop this a little bit earlier than that. Let's see if we can catch it there a little. Oh, too little. A little. One more try, and if not... Earlier I picked it up. I caught it just in a good position. Okay, whatever. A total of 203 blueprint fragments that are legendary. There was not a single one that was a full blueprint. 203 out of 5,356 keys is kind of crazy. That is less than 5% worth of a drop, which is okay. We estimated a 3.4% back when we did the other opening. I did not calculate the full value when it comes to... I'm looking to see if I can find my calculator really quickly, but I don't see it anywhere. But anyway, we got to the point where 203 legendary material blueprint fragments dropped out of 5,000 plus keys, and still not a single legendary equipment fully, like material fully blueprinted. It's kind of crazy. But hey, a good amount of almost everything. The Shadow Legion Invasion, 17 of them is really, really nice. The Trousers for 17. The Shio's Return don't really impress me too much. They're very good. They're very, very good. But if MF has been doing Kingsland for a while now, he has potentially has a Kingsland. He's been doing KVK for a couple of seasons now. He probably already got at least 2 of these blueprints, if not more, and probably even made them already. So these are less desirable per se. The Milky Way is very hard to find. The grips are very, very, very rare. Ian's Choice is very, very rare. So some of these are really nice. 12 of these I don't cry about. It's nice that these are not the biggest numbers. You have this up here. You have these. These are the harder ones to get. Not bad at all. And for final little treat for you all, of course, you have the full blueprints, and the full blueprints are, I'm not going to even scroll. We're going to go take a look at it and then come back. For full blueprints, you have greens, blues, and grays, of course. We're talking about a total of 2,484 gray full blueprints, 359 green full blueprints, and 33 blue full blueprints, which is actually stupendously insane. There was a dumb amount of blueprints coming out of this. Off the top of just looking at this very, very, very briefly, there's about 4,300 gray blueprints out of this whole situation, over 1,000 green blueprints, over 200 blue blueprints, full blueprints out of this whole situation. Crazy amounts of materials that you can definitely craft 1 legendary out of all that. I mean, 131 legendary materials is more than you need for at least 1 legendary. You can probably even try to squeeze 2 legendary equipments out of the materials that came out of this. 5 million gems is a lot of gems, and personally, I don't ever see myself getting to this point, but for someone who has 16 million gems, still chilling, waiting to see what to do with them, I honestly wouldn't go as far as saying that if he wanted to, he could do this again, drop down 11 million gems, and it would still be something that's good for him, right? For him, for players at his caliber, this is it. This is the last frontier. It's essentially who gets the better equipment. And for him to get an Ian's grips, Ian's sacred grips, whatever the heck they're called, a special talent, if it requires of him to get 3 blueprints and he ends up spending another 5 million gems and then gets the blueprint and procs it, all those gems are worth it, because right now, if he goes tit for tat against someone of his caliber and that someone doesn't have that extra even little bitty of special talent, that's a massive difference between him and someone else who's at the top of the spear. So for these guys who are really the tip of the tip of the tip of the spear, the competition is really 0.5% here, 0.5% there makes a massive difference and makes them the stronger ones. And so spending 5 million gems on this for him, in my opinion, is not a bad choice at all. It really, really, really isn't. It's a great place for him to spend his gems, because these equipment, special talented, will net him a lot of long-term results, as they'll be forever there, right? They're not speed ups, they're not resources, they're not troops. They'll always be there. They're assets for his account. They're actual items that have some sort of, we'd say, a tangent value to an extent to saying that you're to improving your account in non-fluffable way. Fluffable way as our resources and troops and speed ups, which you use and they die and then they don't show up anymore. These will forever be there. You can forever reuse that equipment to whatever you want. So I like it. If he spends 5 million more, hopefully he does. But we'll get to see it again, maybe, hopefully. MF, thank you very, very much for hitting me up with this yesterday. You actually made my day, because I had a hole in the week in the schedule as to what to do this today, and bam, 5 million gems went down, 5,356 keys were open. I would never do it, but that's insane. Shout out to you, MF. I appreciate every single one of you. Drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell to get a notification every time I upload a new video. And I'll see you all tomorrow for a brand new video. Take care. Have a good one. Peace.